So today is June 14th, and this is Riverside, California. Olivewood Cemetery. Hopefully you can hear me over the traffic. But currently on a Disneyland trip. So that of course means it's time to come and visit Travis. The grave is here in Riverside, California at Olivewood Memorial Park Cemetery. The entrance is just right there. There's like the main part of the cemetery that rises up the hill. This is the part that's across the street from it along the north side of Central Avenue. You know, this might help you find your way. But another procession. Another funeral just came in here with this long procession, so they're here to bury a loved one while the landscapers maintain the place. You can tell they've already done this side, but in case you're wondering how I am doing myself, being one of the roommates with this, I do still see a therapist. He is part of a Red Rover line of care providers, along with a regular doctor, an endocrinologist, a cardiologist, podiatrist, cornea specialist, glaucoma specialist. I do know that I don't need the neurologist anymore, thankfully, so I was able to eliminate one type of doctor. Because in the time since I saw Travis, I was able to find out more about my own health. I do have IBS-D. I think I may have said that last year. Not very fun to deal with. Last time I think I probably complained about feeling dizzy and stuff too, which is why I couldn't stand for very long at the grave, plus it was hot. The heat not only made it tougher on me, but you know, it made the battery of my phone, you know, it makes the phone overheat, so I couldn't stay out very long without the camera of the phone shutting off. And of course this year though, if you can see it, this phone took a crash with the pavement of It's a Small World, so the screen is cracked and had to file a claim, and so I'll be getting a replacement phone. So this is being shot with my Canon SL1. Yeah, I'm having a better time standing right now just because of the fact that I found out what was making me dizzy is I guess I don't know the root cause, but I know what it is. I have been dealing with orthostatic hypotension, which means my blood pressure will drop dramatically upon standing or rising. Because I had to have a tilt table test back in August, and I found out that's what was going on. The most recent issue is fractured talus. Still shouldn't stand for very long because I have the kind of fracture that if I'm putting weight on the ankle, I can cause more fractures, so I'm trying not to let this get too long. Still diabetic. But I have gotten to the point where I can actually check my own blood sugar and inject myself, albeit once a day, but still, a victory is a victory. And I'm sure Travis will be proud of my progress. But let's see, what should I tell for a story? I'm not sure if I've told this yet, but excuse me, getting a little low to the ground here. I remember, see, in our church, the way we attend is a little different from maybe how someone outside of our church may attend. you know, when you're, say, Catholic or whatever, or just another denomination, you kind of just choose where you want to go to church. And for those that do go, you know, and then that may depend on factors like if you love the membership or if you love the particular messages being shared. But for us, it's completely geographic. You know how the country is divided into states and counties, and you know, that's kind of how it is within the church. We're divided into stakes and wards. The ward is the single most geographic unit. So you're essentially going to church with the very people that live around your house, in your neighborhood. And then a collection of those wards, usually maybe 6 of them gathered together, will form a stake. So other churches too may have youth services of some sort, whether it's for teenagers or young adults, and we have something similar for young single adults. And that was how Travis and I first met. We went to the same young single adult ward that was open to single young adults between the ages of 18 and 30. It used to vary a bit, but I think they're kind of making it more uniform, because some wards used to be like a minimum age requirement of 19 or so, just because they don't want it, I'm guessing, to be a distraction to young men who are going to serve a mission. There may be other stipulations too, like if you live near a university or college that has young single adult wards, they're oftentimes student wards, and you have to be a student of the school to attend if you live within the area. But in the case of me and Travis, we lived in the same boundary of the young single adult ward. And in our church, Monday night is family night, so families will have family home evening, or at least usually it's Monday night. Sometimes it might vary for a family, because maybe, say for example, the parents have to work Monday evenings, so they may hold their family home evening on a different night, like Wednesday, Thursday, or whatever. But in the young single adult ward, we had family home evening every Monday night. And I still remember one where Travis, and I feel like maybe I've told the story before, but Travis, he was part of a group that presented a lesson, because that's what you do, is you have some sort of spiritual lesson or thoughts behind most family home evenings. Not all of them may necessarily be that way, because you know, if there's a pageant around the local temple, then maybe that's a family home evening at pageant time. But Travis wasn't afraid to look silly, hamming it up as a game show host, as their group chose a game show type of a skit to present what they wanted to share. Which Travis had lots of clothes, he knew how to dress, he had vintage clothes, and he wore a very 70s style suit to look the part of a game show host. Not sure if his name was Skip or Wink that night though. The one funny thing that I just sort of remembered at random just now, we were having this family home evening, and this is probably one of the last ones Travis ever attended, or may have been the last one he attended. Travis often wore sandals, since, you know, the weather in Arizona is hotter. And, you know, he wore sandals to this last family home evening I remember him attending. And we were all there in the house that the Reeds used to live in, because brother and sister, we were part of the bishopric of our young single adult ward at the time, and we were all just gathered there in the living room and around it, listening. And Travis, see, the Reeds had a couple of dogs, The smaller dog was the one that had free roam inside the house, and for whatever reason that dog kept licking Travis's toes. Even Travis, I think, was starting to get a little annoyed by it too, because even though he had Napoleon, his black pug, Napoleon wasn't a feet licker. And that's what this dog would just keep doing, was licking Travis's toes for some reason. As far as I know, he didn't step in barbecue sauce on the way in, but for whatever reason, that was what the dog was doing. But life goes on, I guess. I mean, I guess that's all that can really happen for me, Zach, and even Travis's family, is we just have to keep trying to live our lives. You know, I'm definitely trying with mine, even with all the health issues that I have with multiple doctors and such, but thought I'd just give you a look. It's June, normally we go in July, and I usually end up here somewhere around Travis's birthday, and a lot of times there's stuff covering his grave, especially last year. There was just, you know, things just all over it and you can hardly see it, but this time I can give you a clear look.